Magandang araw! April Marcas po, ang inyong pretty ate sa Edtech Unit. Alam ba ninyo na may webinar o online training session ng Edtech Unit tuwing Sabado? Ang araw na ito ay nakalaan para sa ating mga mahal na kaguruan upang turuan sila ng mga bagong kaalaman at kakayahan sa paggamit ng makabagong software at applications para sa pinaka-epektibong paraan at lubos mapaghusay ang kanilang paraan ng pagtuturo. This is also a refresher session for our beloved teachers to enhance their skills in technology. Every Saturday, we will conduct webinar sessions for teachers about the use, advantages, and relevance of different blended learning software applications. Ang webinar seryeng ito ay magsisimula ng alas 9 ng umaga hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali para sa morning session. Magsisimula naman ng alauna at magtatapos ng alas 4 ng hapon ang afternoon session. You can watch us in our DepEd Educational Unit Facebook page, Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel, DepEd Tayo, and DepEd Philippines. Kita-kits tayo tuwing Sabado!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Good afternoon po sa ating lahat. Again, this is tutorial. I am Tutor Anna from the Las Piñas Senior School A campus. So for our topic for on religions and system, Quarter 3, Week 4 po tayo. So starting this week po, we'll be focusing on the different world religions, starting with Judaism. So sa mga nanonood po sa atin ngayon, kamusta po tayong lahat? So I hope ay okay tayo at may natututunan pa din po at masayang mag-aaral para sa ating mga estudyante. Comment po tayo sa comment box kung saan po tayo galing, para malaman po natin kung gaano kalaki yung sakop ng ating ETUlay session. Alright? Sige po. As we proceed, before we proceed, have just a short introduction of our objective for today. So at the end of this session, hopefully you will be able to examine the brief history, core teachings, fundamental beliefs, practices, and related issues of Judaism. So like what I've said, this is the first world religion that we will be covering for the quarter and to the next quarter pa po. So this is week 4 of Introduction to World Religions and Belief Systems. So before we proceed on the topic on Judaism, let's have first a short review ng discussion po or naging topic po natin last week. So sa mga nakakaalala, we've covered last week yung positive and negative effects of religions. Because truly, religion has been a part of our life since the ancient time. Mula pa po sa mga kanununuan natin, meron na silang konsepto ng paniniwala sa Diyos o religion. However, meron siyang positive tsaka negative effect na naidulot sa atin all throughout history. So, sa ating pong comment box, write positive if the statement shows a positive effect of religion and negative naman po if not. Okay? So, type 1 po tayo sa ating comment box if we are all ready to answer and to participate for today's topic. Okay? Type 1 lang po tayo and maybe you can comment where you are. So let's start. For number 1, let's just write positive or negative if the statement is a positive or a negative effect of religion. Right? Sige, for number 1, religion triggers conflict and fights. Is it positive or negative effect of religion? We'll give 10 seconds per slide. 4, 3, 2, 1. So, ang sagot po for number 1, yan, itself, conflict and fights. There will always be as that religion. Number 2 naman po, positive or negative effect. Religion is an economic tool for exploiting the masses. Is this positive or negative effect of religion? So, 10 seconds po sa pagsagot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ang tamang sagot po dito is actually negative. Ayan. So, according to certain proponent na religion is actually the opium of the masses. In-establish daw po ang religion according to him para kontrolin ang mga mahihirap na tao ng mayayaman because with the religion, kaya nilang i-manage or paikutin yung paniniwala pati ng mga mahihirap or not the masses. Right? Next po, number 3. For number 3, is this a positive or negative effect? Religion provides moral values. Positive or negative effect? 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ang tamang sagot po for this is actually positive. Ayan. Dahil religion teaches us to become better individuals by providing us what is right and what's wrong, then it gives us moral values. Naituturo ng ng kanya-kanya nating mga religion. Dahil wala na nag or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ang tamang sagot po dito is negative. So, social hierarchy. Pag sinabi po nating social hierarchy, merong unequal opportunities ang mga mamamayan dahil naka-establish sila lang hindi negative siya. And number sagot din yung aso ng kapitbahay namin tumatahol. Anyway, is this a positive or a negative effect of religion? So, 10 seconds po ba ay positive or negative effect ng religion? Putol-putol daw ang internet connection namin. Sensya na po. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ang tamang sagot is actually negative. Ayan, negative effect po ito because ayun, dahil nga hindi natin kayang kontrolin kung ano man yung pinaniniwalaan ng mga. Right? So now, let's proceed with the new topic naman po tayo. Ayan, challenge yourself by arranging the jumbled letters into a word or concept. Ayan, meron na po ako nakikitang nagko-comment sa atin. Hello, Jerome Yumol and Miss Cynthia De Los Yan. So, let's try answering this one. So, meron po tayong certain group letters here. Tapos, arrange it that it will make sense. Itong mga concepts na po na ito ay covered ng Judaism. So, for number 1 po, we have the letters E, N, G, S, I, E, S. So, arrange po natin siya. Ang clue ko po dito is starts with letter G po itong number 1. Ayan. So, bigyan ko po kayo ng 10 seconds in answering. Number 1, 10, 9, 8, is actually, yan, Genesis. Genesis po ang tamang sagot for number. This order to nagamit of the Bible. Nandito na history ng ayan, tama si Miss, it's Genesis. Number 2, we have EAMA. Yan, ano po kaya ito? Ang clue po natin dito, it's a person. Yan po ang sagot for number 2. 10 seconds po. 10, 9, 8, 1. Actually, religion, it's because he is considered as the father of the nation. Tama si Christine Abraham, and as well as Saint Abraham. Number 3, we have CNANAA. Ang tamang sagot, ayan, tama sa Halaqa. Kanan is actually is, masaya ng Diyos kay Abraham na kailangan niyang puntahan para maging maayos yung kanyang buhay, because it's one of the covenant ng Panginoon kay Abraham. Ang po nagsalit ng meron sa number Moses, yan. Tama po yung sa number 5 na it's Moses. For number 4 po, actually, ang sagot is Pentateuch. Pentateuch is the Greek word for the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, or even our Bible. Term na ito ay interchangeably ginagamit sa Torah. Torah naman po kasi is a Hebrew term for the law, or the 5 of the Bible. Number 5 is Moses. Yan. Most a notable person in Judaism because he was the one to bagat. So, Jewish people. All right. Thank you for participating. So, in religions and sacred scriptures of Judaism, pumapakita natin on this side. Yan, kung makikita natin sa side part ng ating ng screen, ito po symbolism ng Judaism. Ang tawag representing po as the shield of David. Sa Hebrew po, it is actually translated as the Magen David. Yung shield po na yon refers to the to God as the symbol of God for David. Yan. Tapos dito naman po sa pangalang picture on the right side po yung a scroll of the Torah, or the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible. Right? So originally po, Judaism is considered as an ancient monotheistic religion that is actually from West Asia. Ayan. So, nag-establish po siya during the Bronze Age, and ang kauna-unahan nga po nating recorded person who believe in Judaism is actually Abraham. Kaya po siya tinatawag na Father Abraham, di ba? Or the father of the nations. Ayan. So, the Jewish people or mga Hudyo, they are also known as the people of the book because literally yung history nila yung kinukwento sa Bible at sa kasaysayan na pinagmulan ng monotheistic religions. Okay? And then for our background, basically, ito pong mga Hebrews natin are considered as part of the Semite nation, or ito po yung mga Afro-Asianic group of people like Arabs and the Hebrews or the Jews po, na were first people who established a community in Arabia, on the lands of the Arabians. Okay? So, the patriarchs are considered as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So, ito po yung lineage ni Abraham mula sa covenant na pinagkaloob ng Panginoong Diyos from Abraham sa kanya pong anak na sa Isaac. And then, Isaac, yung kanya pong descendant, kanya pong anak na si Jacob, later on ay pinalitan yung pangalan niya as Israel. Yun na po yung naging simula ng nations or the tribes of Israel na pinagmulan nung lahi ng mga Jews. Even Jesus Christ himself is actually a Jew. Okay? So, for the scriptures naman po, briefly, ang tawag po sa kanilang book or the Bible is the Tanakh or the Hebrew Bible. Alright? So, nahati po ang Hebrew Bible into 3 parts. We have the law, the prophets, and the writings. It is composed of 39 books. The law is also known as the Torah, or interchangeably, katulad nga po ng nabanggit ko kanina, ginagamit din siya, term din siya for Pentateuch. The prophets naman considered are also known as the Nevi'im, or divided into 2 parts po yun, the former prophets and the latter prophets. And then lastly, meron po silang tinatawag na Ketuvim or the writings. Divided naman po siya into poetry such as the Psalms, the Proverbs, and also Job. And plus the 5 rules and the historical documents from the narrative of David, Ezra, Nehemiah, and the First and Second Chronicles. So hindi po siya arranged according to how it is written, pero according to the groups po na kinabibilangan nung sacred scripture nila. So that is the Jewish scripture or the Tanakh. Now, proceed po tayo dun sa beliefs and worships and observances nila. So for this part, let's try answering this one. Gamitin po natin itong matching type na to. On our comment box, type lang po natin kung ano po yung letter for the correct answer sa bawat numbers. Okay? So for number 1 po, pili lang po tayo from column B para sa isasagot natin sa column A. Ayan. So for number 1, let's try answering that. It is the calendar utilized by the Jews. Is it Gregorian? Letter A. B. Synagogue. C. Sabbath. D. Lunar. E. Tishri. F. Jerusalem. And G. Horeb. Yan. So 10 seconds po sa pagsagot. May sagot si Mark. Sabi ni Mark, it's letter D. Okay? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ang tamang sagot po natin is actually letter D. Yan. Very good, Mark. Letter D po ito, or the lunar calendar. So, unlike po sa ginagamit nating calendar ngayon, the Jewish community utilize a lunar calendar. 12 months din naman po siya, pero it starts, each month starts with the new moon na meron pong 20 to 3 days. Tapos, ito po yung parang pinaka-summary nila. Meron din po silang certain term na tinatawag sa bawat month. Ayan, we have Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, and so on and so forth. So, natatapos po yung araw for the Jewish calendar. Natapos po ang araw during the sunset, hindi po yung midnight. So, kapag alas 6 na ng gabi, automatic, the following minutes after that is kinabukasan agad. Kung Thursday ngayon, then later, after 6, it's Friday na agad yon para sa kanila. Samantalang tayo, mag-turn lang ng Friday this midnight, pagka midnight po ng Thursday. So, ganun po yung kanilang Jewish lunar calendar. Right? Next, number 2 naman po tayo. Ayan. Si Mark din nagsagot sa number 2. Sabi niya, number 2 answer is letter C. The most important day in the Jewish calendar is, ayan, tama si Mark. It's actually letter C, or the day of the Sabbath. So, Sabbath day is the most important day. You might have known this kasi madalas na po nating naririnig ito. Kaya siya pinakamahalagang araw kasi it is the day in which God actually rested nung matapos niyang gawin ang buong mundo after 6 days. On the 7th day, nagpahinga po siya. So, Sabbath po yun for the Jewish people. Alright? Number 3, ang sagot, place where the first temple was built by King Solomon. The answer is actually letter, ang sagot dito is actually letter F. Ayan, sa Jerusalem po unang ginawa ang unang temple by by Solomon. All right. So from the Hebrew Bible, it stated there that the first builder of the temple in Jerusalem was the son of David, which is King Solomon. So dito po nakalagay ang the Holy of the Holies or yung Ark of the Covenant na ibinigay sa kanila or donation para makita yung promises ng God. Kapag nasa kanila po yung Ark of the Covenant, it's believed na inaalagaan sila ng Panginoong Diyos throughout their journey po. Right? Ito po yun. Parang artistic representation of the first temple. So ngayon po, even the Islamic people, the Christian people ay pinag-aagawan yung lugar na ito dahil it is actually historic. Right? In the classical year of the Jewish calendar, the correct answer for number 4 is actually letter E or the Tishri. Okay? So sa Tishri po, naganap din nila yung of the O or ito po yung kanila. Tama po sa New Year sa kanila is Rosh Hashanah. And during that day din po, during the 10th day of their New Year, ito po ay parang around September 15 or 16, yung Day of Atonement sa kanila. Dahil iba nga po yung Jewish calendar na fina-follow nila. So the Hebrew New Year is actually around September. And then number 5, anong tawag natin sa Jewish temples of worship? The correct answer is number or letter B po, the synagogue. Ito yung sagot kanina ni Mark. Okay? So synagogues are, kung tayo, di ba, meron tayong churches, meron tayong chapels for Christianity. Sa Islam naman, we have mosque. Sa kanila, ang tawag sa kanilang places of worship and studying and praying is called the synagogue. So ito po yung the current or recent itsura po ng synagogue natin. So kung mapapansin niyo po, may influences ng Greeks and the Romans dahil sa mga columns na meron sila. Alright? So now, dun tayo sa 3 major subdivisions of Judaism. Subdivisions meaning iba't ibang uri din ng paniniwala ng Judaism. So we have the Orthodox, Reform, and Conservative. Just like in Christianity, parang Christianity po siya katulad sa atin. May iba't ibang parang sect. Parehas sila ng paniniwala, pero yung traditions and practices, dun po nagkakaiba. So, ang traditional sa mga ito is the conservative, from the term conservative. They are highly dependent dun sa original text ng Bible, which is the Hebrew text. So, kapag hindi nila maintindihan right away yung meaning nito sa Greek or even sa English translation, yan, kino-confirm pa po nila yan sa kanilang mga rabbis or sa kanilang mga leaders, whether they believe it or not. Orthodox naman po, these are the not so usual believers of Judaism, though meron ilang mga followers na makikita nyo sila mostly mga naka-black and mga naka-cover yung kanilang mga ulo. Okay, Orthodox. And Reform, pinaka-advanced or pinaka-modern sa mga subdivisions na ito ng Judaism because in a way, sila yung mas open sa idea ng mga leaders na babae sa Judaism. Alright? So basically, yun yung differences ng subdivisions of Judaism. But mainly, kung titingnan nyo din naman yung practices nila, wala naman talaga silang main differences. Yung ilang mga tweaks and traditions and yung mga nakasanayan nilang gawin. Alright? Yan. So, good afternoon po sa mga nag-join sa atin ngayon. Yan, sila Nina, Jenny Rose from Pampanga. Ayan, good afternoon po to all of you. Ayan, selected issues naman po tayo. Ito na yung one of the last topics natin ngayon. So, kaya siya, itong mga apat na ito, kaya siya kinonsider na issues in Judaism because hanggang sa ngayon ay hindi pa rin maunawaan ng mga ng mga Jews themselves kung bakit nagkakaroon ng discrimination and ng hindi equal opportunities na binibigay sa kanila. So let's start with the women in Judaism. Right? So consider kaya siya na fall under the selected issues of the Judaism because women, according to history of the religion, ay though respected, nare-respeto naman talaga sila. They were given enough um, place in the society. They are respected enough in their families or in their community. However, may mga rules or may mga practices, lalo na sa leadership ang hindi pinakakaloob sa mga babae because it's believed that women should be in their home of their house. Yung leadership guy or talagang sa mga lalaki. So, one of Judaism on women. And another thing naman, we have the Jewish diaspora or the Zionist movement. Ito naman po, yung patuloy na pagkalat ng mga Jews, kung maalala po natin, 'di ba po, na crucify or na discriminate ang mga Hudyo all throughout history, lalo na noong World War II. So from there po, patuloy silang yung mga Hudyo all over the world actually highly consider themselves as Jews. Patuloy silang kumakalat sa ibang mga proclaiming what they believe or if they were given a chance na bumalik sa Jerusalem or sa Israel kung saan sila nagmula, yun po yung aim nila. Because ano yun parang historically and culturally, religiously, it's their obligation. Okay? So the term Zion is actually, ito po yung Mount Zion na kung saan very historical sa Bible. Kaya po tinawag yung kanilang movement or yung the Jewish diaspora as the Zionist movement or yung paglaganap ng mga Hudyo sa iba't ibang parte ng mundo. Okay? Though sila ay nadi-discriminate pa rin. Okay? And then ito, the most controversial of them all is the Holocaust. So basically, Holocaust is the term, a Greek term, which means the sacrifice by fire. So ito po yung state-sponsored persecution and execution of around 6 million Jews noong 1933 to 1945 by the Nazi regime mostly sa Germany po or sa northern part ng ating Europe. Okay? Ang goal nila dito, kasi during this time, ang mga Hudyo po kasi ay sobrang yayaman na, though maliit yung population nila compared to the majority of the Germans, sobrang yaman nila, kaya they're, according to the books, lalo na ng mga biography ni Adolf Hitler himself, sinasabi niya na hindi siya talaga totally galit sa mga Jews. In short nga daw, ay idol na si Jesus Christ as one of the Jews. Yun nga lang, because patuloy yung siguro may insecurities or ibang may tinatawag na Aryan supremacy. May insecurity sila na patuloy na yumayaman itong mga Jews na yung kanilang economy. Kaya, yun yung naging dahilan kung bakit sila na-persecute before or during the World War II. The Holocaust. Yeah. Tapos, we also have the anti-Semitism. Kung kanina po naalala niyo, binanggit natin na Semite people ang mga Jews, mga nagsasalita ng Afro-Asianic language. Okay? So, meron din pong patuloy pa din, even after the World War II or yung the Nazi regime, ay patuloy pa rin pong pinipersecute or minamaliit, pinapatay ang mga Hudyo by simply being Jews, diba? Na may kakaibang paniniwala sa kanila. So until even in the late 19th century and the 20th century, sa France, Germany, Poland, and Russia, ay patuloy pa rin po yung anti-Semitism campaigns ng mga bansang ito para patuloy na paalisin sa kanilang mga lugar ang mga Hudyo. Gusto nilang pabalikin dun sa pinagmulan nila, which is sa Asia. Okay? So all of these issues actually helps us to become people with malasakit, diba? All throughout history, we have seen how the Jews, though maliit lang silang nation, ay napapersecute. So today, how can you campaign for the Jews in their continuous fight against discrimination and racism? Kasi one of these issues is racism and discrimination because ba yung lahi nila or hindi sa po, diba? So, how can you actually campaign for the continuous fight of the Jews on discrimination? So, we do that by actually making a social media campaign hashtag for them. Sige po, sa ating pong comment box, type po tayo ng hashtag. Ang ginamit ko po dito is hashtag malasakit, lalo na sa mga Hudyo, or hindi lang sa mga Hudyo, kundi sa mga taong nadi-discriminate, group of people na minorities na nadi-discriminate po ngayon. Ano po yung pwede nating hashtag na gamitin para yung pagsusta natin sa paglaban nila sa injustices and discrimination and racism po na nangyayari sa kanila. Sige po, let's use the chat box para po i-type yung ating mga sagot or ang ating mga hashtag. Yan. Sabi ni Mark Platon, hashtag, alright, thank you, Mark. Dapat pa naman tayong human beings with the same human rights regardless of the differences in religion. Okay? Thank you, Mark. About the others, meron pa po ba? Ano yung hashtag na pwede nating gamitin para suportahan ang laban against racism and discrimination? Let's see. Liban kay Mark, tingnan natin before we proceed with our pop quiz. Ayan. Good afternoon po, Ma'am Juvie or Ma'am or Student Juvie. Hindi ko sure kung alin ka doon or alin ka doon, Ma'am. Ayan. Sige po. Meron pa po ba? Ano po ang hashtag na pwede nating gamitin para suportahan yung fight of the Jewish people against racism and discrimination? Ikasagot yung aso na kapitbahay. Ano pa po ba? Sige po, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Kung wala na po, later, as we preview, kung may manunod po nito later, pwede po tayong mag-comment pa din para in support of against racial discrimination sa mga Hudyo. Okay? So now, let's have the last part, which is our pop quiz. Alright? Write true on our comment box if the statement is true and false if not. Okay? Ready na po tayo? Let's start with, yan, number 1. Is this true? Some traces its origin as an organized belief system during the Bronze Age in South Asia. Is this true or false? 5 seconds po. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ang tamang sagot po for number 1 is it's in false. Number 2, yan. Synagogue, true or false? Synagogue are Jewish temples of worship, instruction, and community fellowship. Yan, true or false? Yan, let's see. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ang tamang sagot for number 2, and kung nagpa-flash na, tamang sagot synagogue po ang tawag natin. If we have the churches for Christianity, synagogue ang tawag sa kanila for worship area. Okay? For number 3, sabi dito, Judaism has undergone various changes in response to changing times. Is it true or false? 5 seconds po. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Ang tamang sagot for number 3 is true. Ayan, very good si Mark. Very active si Mark sa pagsagot. True siya. Alright. Number 4, Holocaust come from a Greek word that means sacrifice by water. Is this true or false? We have Alo Donaire Joelin, Gas 11 from MNHS. Ayan. Hello, anak. Ayan. Try natin magsagot sa mga nagkaka-join lang. Number 4, ang tamang is, ayan, false po ito. Ayan, tama si Mark. Because ang mali dito is water. Hindi siya actually water, it's actually fire. Holocaust means sacrifice by fire. Kaya nga sila, di ba, pinapatay through burning. Yan, nilagay sila sa mga camp. Yan. Number 5, and last question natin for today, true or false? The most important day in the Jewish calendar is the Halaqa, which commemorates God's completion of the creation of the universe. Is this true or false? And let's see. Your answers are all correct. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ang tamang sagot is, bago ko i-flash, hello muna kay Reggie Agot from MNHS din. Ayan, Gas 11. Ayan, hello anak. Ayan, so ang tamang sagot is false. Ayan, tama ulit si Mark. So, pinaka-importanting pinaka-importanting araw sa Jewish calendar or para sa mga Jews is not Halaqa, but actually Sabbath. Okay, so that is the 7th day in which God rested after He created everything. Okay? So para sa mga sumagot, good job sa inyo mga anak. Salamat sa pagsagot. So, I hope you've learned something. Liit lang ng population nila ay isa sila sa mga taong nakaranas ng malaking persecutions and execution simply because of their life. But also, again, it's part of the talents that they have. Dapat na-encourage silang mas lumapit sa kailang God because true strength comes from the Lord, not from side, from or faith in our God. So that's Jews should through God through that because it's believed regardless of na mangyayari sa kanila, they will always find reason for that happening because God allowed them. So before the end, anything mga references natin, kung may mga questions, you can use the comment box kung may mga tanong kayo. Pero shout out muna sa ating mga estudyante na nandito. Hello Eliza, yan, good afternoon. Watching, siya ay nanonood from SMNHS Minalis, Pampanga. Yan, Eliza Santiago. And we also have Carlos Santos from GAS 11 mula sa MNHS din. Ayan, thank you. We also have Agot Bushregile. Hindi ko alam kung tama yung pronunciation ka doon. Pero thank you everyone for participating and joining us. Yeah, maraming salamat once again. And if you have questions, suggestions, you can always email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph. So I hope you've learned something and you can share that malasakit. Sabi nga natin kanina, di ba? Be a person with malasakit. So I am again Ma'am Anna Marie Elduaman, Tutor Anna Marie Elduaman from SDO Las Piñas. And let's prepare for our next subject, which is ALS for high school. Thank you, everyone.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa mathematics. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!